And then I got pregnant and COVID hit. So everything kind of changed. And that was my start to being a mom entrepreneur. And so I went into full mom mode for a while, and we did some projects, for ourselves. We did like a long-term flip. We bought our first rental property. Then we bought another rental property, sight unseen. We did all of the fun investor things that people are like, you probably shouldn't do it. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. So then we moved down to Arizona, and we heard Pace on a podcast. And in that time, we were also looking for our first short-term flip. And if anyone doesn't really know, like short-term flip, like, 3 to 6 months, like a normal flip versus like a more of a live-in flip, that's how we flipped before. So we were looking for our first flip and heard Pace on a podcast and got a flip. So we kind of were like, okay, cool. Did the flip, came back to Arizona because it was out of state. And I was like, are we doing this like creative finance sub 2 thing or what? And my husband was like, I don't know. Like, what do you want to do, babe? And I was like, fine, I'm doing it. Like, I was like, we're going to do it. And then my mom came to visit me. And this is like all happening at like one time. And my mom was talking about like kind of stuff going on in her life. And she's like, yeah, like the next step in my life. And I was like, Mom, do this creative finance thing with me. I'm like, if Honey's not going to come with me, I'm just going to pull someone with me. And she's like, okay, like, yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, just send your email here. And so I kind of just like brought her in. And we dove into TC, like creative TC world, which is very different than traditional. Started it all.